A very warm welcome to the class, children. As we all already are aware that we have already started the topic of ratio and proportion. So in our today's class, we are going to study a part of it which says about a unitary method. Okay, so let's begin. Unitary method. So let's study it with an example, wherein the example says Vijaya wanted to give pens to 8 of her friends on her birthday. So yes, it is Vijaya's birthday today. When she went to a shop to buy them, the shopkeeper told her the rate of 15 pence, which was 45 rupees. So now the problem arises to Vijaya that she is little confused that instead of the shopkeeper telling her the cost of 1 pen, he has told her the cost of 15 pence, and she wants only 8 pence to be gifted to her friends. So she is now in little bit of a dilemma that what to do when instead of the shopkeeper telling her of the cost of 1 pen, he has told her the cost of 15 pence. Do you think we can help her regarding this? Yes, let's try with this new unitary method which can help her finding out the cost of 1 pen initially, and then with that cost of 1 pen she'll be able to find out the cost of 8 pence. So let's see how it is being done. What does a unitary method tell us? It tells us that find the cost of one article or any article, that is in this case was in Vijaya's problem it was the pen, one article from that of many by dividing. Okay, so Vijaya has 15, the shopkeeper had told her that the cost of 15 pence is 45 rupees, correct? So she will divide 45 by 15 to find out the cost of one article. Okay, then find the cost of many articles from that of one by multiplication. Now after division, she has got the cost of one article, correct? So now, but she needs 8 pence. So because of the cost of one article she has found out by division, now she will multiply the many articles she wants and she will get the answer. So this method of solving a problem is called the unitary method. So you all also have come to know that if the shopkeeper by any chance of anywhere whenever you go, if someone tells you instead of the cost of one article or anything which you are buying, instead of getting worried, you should always first check it. The cost of one article you will find out by dividing, and then after finding out the cost of one article, you will multiply it and you will get the price. So let's help Vijaya now by solving the problem. The cost of 15 pence is 45 rupees is what the shopkeeper told her, correct? 15 pence is 45 rupees. So now as the unitary method says, we need to find out the cost of 1 pen. So how we need to find out? Yes, we need to find out with the help of dividing 45 by 15, which gives us 3, because 15 threes are 45. So now the cost of 1 pen, Vijaya has got it as 3 rupees. The cost of 1 pen is how much? She has got as 3 rupees. But she needs how many? She needs 8. So the cost of 8 pens will be how much? Because the cost of 1 pen was 3, you multiplied it by 8 and you got as 24 rupees. So Vijaya got her 8 pens in 24 rupees and her confusion was solved. Let's check more examples. If a bunch of 10 flowers costs 30 rupees, how much will 4 flowers cost? So we need only 4 flowers, and the cost of 10 flowers we know that it is 30 rupees. So how will we calculate? Yes, we'll first divide it and then we'll multiply. So what we need to divide? We need to divide the cost of one flower we need to find out by dividing 30 divided by 10. So which we get as 3 rupees, because 10 threes are is 30. Okay. Now we have got the cost of one flower is 3 rupees. So what will be the cost of 4 flowers? It will be 4 into 3, which gives us 12 rupees. So the cost of 4 flowers is 12 rupees, with the help of which we have found that the cost of 10 flowers is 30 rupees. I hope you all have understood these solved examples. So with this, we can now start solving the problem set. The first sum says if 20 meters of cloth cost rupees 3,600. Find the cost of 16 meters of cloth. So let's recap immediately what we need to do now. They have given us 20 meters of cloth cost rupees 3,600. So now we need to first, what we need to find out? We need to find out the cost of 1 meter cloth. That will be done by dividing. Correct? Yes. So the cost of 20 meter cloth is 3,600. So what will be the cost of 1 meter cloth? Yes, it would be 3,600 divided by 20. So your 0 and 0 will get cancelled. So what you are left with? You are left with 360 divided by 2. So your 360 divided by 2 gives us the answer as 180. So your cost of 1 meter cloth is 180 rupees. Okay. Now they have asked us to find out the cost of 16 meters. So what we'll do? The cost of 16 meter cloth will be 180 multiplied by 16, which gives us 2880. So the cost of 16 meter cloth is 2880. Let's solve some more. The second sum says, find the cost of 8 kgs of rice if the cost of 10 kg is 325 rupees. So same way, first we'll find out the cost of 1 kg of rice by dividing 325 and 10. So we get the answer as 32.50. That is the answer for 1 kg of rice. So when this 8 kgs of rice we need to find out from 1 kg of cost, what we do, we multiply by 8. So 32.50 gives us rupees 260. So the cost of 8 kg of rice is how much? It is rupees 260. Let's move on to the next. This is, don't worry, this is not a bigger sum, you can call it as. It has been divided into two halves. So that is why it seems a little bigger. Don't worry, I will explain you all about this. A car traveling at a uniform speed, that means it is covering equal distances at equal time, a distance of 165 kilometers in 3 hours. Now at that same speed, how long it will take to cover a distance of 330 kilometers and how far it will travel in 8 hours. So first they have asked us that how much hours they will take to complete a distance of 330 kilometers if they are traveling at a speed of 165 kilometers in 3 hours, and how far it will take, it will travel in 8 hours. That means how much distance it will take if they are running, or if they are in the car is running for about 8 hours. Okay, the speed is the same. So we don't know how much speed, so we need to calculate the speed by using this formula, that is distance upon time. Okay, speed is equal to distance upon time. So the car travels 165 kilometers in 3 hours. Okay, the car travels 165 kilometers in 3 hours. So how much in 1 hour the car can travel? That means 165 divided by 3. Okay, 165 divided by 3. So that goes to 55 kilometers per hour. That means in 1 hour the car travels for 55 kilometers, whereas in 3 hours the car travels for 165 kilometers. Now the question has been asked as how long it will take to cover a distance of 130 kilometers. How long means how many hours? So we have already found out that in 1 hour it is taking how much kilometers? It is taking 55. Correct? So the car takes 1 hour to travel 55 kilometers. So to cover the distance of 330 kilometers, how much time it will take? It will take 330 divided by 55, because we are calculating the speed. So we are calculating here the distance. So 330 divided by 55 gives us 6 hours. So total how much time does the car take to travel 330 kilometers? It is 6 hours that the car takes to travel 330 kilometers. Now let's do the next part of the question, which says how far it will travel in 8 hours. That means how much distance it will cover when the car is continuously running at 8 hours. So the car travels 55 kilometers in 1 hour, correct? Now they are asking how much it will travel in 8 hours. So you will multiply 55 multiplied by 8, you get 480. You get 440 kilometers. So the car will travel 440 kilometers in 8 hours. Yes, I hope you all have understood this question, children. So you need to obviously first find out in 1 hour how much the car is traveling, and then accordingly you have to divide and then multiply. The next sum says a tractor uses up 12 liters of diesel while plowing 3 acres of land. There is a land and a tractor is trying to plow the land. So he uses around 12 liters of diesel while plowing around 3 acres of land. So how much diesel will be needed to plow 19 acres of land? Okay, how much diesel they are asking will be needed to plow 19 acres of land. So what we do for that, we first write down that for plowing 3 acres of land, diesel used by tractor is 12 liters. Therefore, what you need to find out for plowing 1 acre of land, the diesel used by tractor is how much? 12 liters divided by 3, which gives us 4 liters. Correct? So, for 1 acre of land, 4 liters of diesel is being required. So, how much diesel will be required for plowing 19 acres of land? Yes, correct. 4 liters into 19, which gives us as 76 liters. So for plowing 19 acres of land, 76 liters of diesel is being required. This is the last question which we can do it on our own. So we'll just try to help out. At a sugar factory, 5,376 kilo of sugar can be obtained from 48 tons of sugarcane. I hope you all are aware that sugar is being obtained from sugarcane. So around 48 tons of sugarcane you get 5,376 kilos of sugar. So if Savita Tai has grown 50 tons of sugarcane, how much sugar will be obtained from it? Okay. So first we need to find out from that 1 ton of sugar how much sugar will be obtained. It will be 5,376 divided by 48. Okay. So you get the answer as 112 kgs of sugar can be obtained. So from 110 ton of sugar cane, she can obtain around 112 kgs of sugar. But how much tons of sugar cane she has grown? She has grown 50 tons of sugar cane. So how much sugar she will get it from it? She will get 112 into 50, that is 5,600 kgs of sugar can be obtained from 50 tons of sugar. So again we have divided 5,376 by 48 to get 1 ton of sugar, and then that 1 ton of sugar has been multiplied into 50 to get the amount of sugar she has obtained. Thank you, children.